Well, we're here, we're on the beach, and we are fishing. And, well, we aren't fishing yet. I'm set up, I'm ready to go. We are at 6 Marshes. You've just had a 360 of where I am. I've paid for my car parking. We're at 6 Marshes. I'm on my own because I wanted to fish on my own. And let's see what we catch today, eh? Last time I was there, I was fishing with Keith and caught a 58 centimetre bass. I think it was 58. So let's cut for the intro and I'll see you in a minute. Well, we're straight into this fishing lark when I'm on the beach, aren't we? There's no chatting, waiting for the tide to come in, no cook-ups. I've got sandwiches today. So yeah, tide comes right up to where I am now. Shall I go down there? See, it's firm down there. Should we give it a chuck out down there? No, I ain't gonna bother. We'll do it up there. And I will just sacrifice 20 yards. So I'll be out 30. Need to put my hat on because I'm going to get bloody sunburned. Got to blow me up. They're driving up and down on this beach and they're making it all fluffy. Doing my head in. It's all thermish over there. Here, right where I'm walking, it's nightmare. Well, that one didn't go to the horizon, I'll tell you, but it's certainly gone out. Yep, it's good enough for me. Must be out 80 yards, 80 metres, whatever. And then I was all the way up there, so that's that. What's that? 90, 100, 110. Probably 110. Take the other rig up now. I've got a 2-foot flatper. I just want to see what's happening with that, because the waves are going at an angle to the beach, which I know they do that. I know they do that, but there might be a bit of tide pull on. Now, I don't think there was any yesterday, because people that were fishing yesterday didn't moan about it. They've got a metal pipe on the beach down there. I can only think they're going to start pumping the sand up from outside there onto the beach. From what I can see, there's 2 dredges down outside Trunch Lane going along to Chapel. And I guess today, hopefully, they're doing there. And the rest of this week, they'll end up doing up there. There's something out in the water that's floating, which I presume is to do with this steel pipe that's on the beach. Hey ho, hopefully today I won't get asked to move because I'll be jarred off if I am. But I am sat where they drive their trucks, so they're either going to have to drive through me or drive up there. Yeah, I'm a bit subdued today. I wanted to come fishing on my own. I think Keith wanted to come with me, but I just wanted to be on my own today. You know, I fish for myself as well, don't I? Well, I fish for myself really, and I just wanted to be here today on my own. I don't know how it's going to pan out. At the minute it's on a knife edge. I could go into full-blown rant, but most that'll get cut out. There's a rant about the wrong stuff. I keep flip-flopping over what to rant about, you see, if you know what I mean. I've got crap all down my top. That tide is moving, that's moving. It's going to be a nightmare today, isn't it? Might be a 1-rod fishing session. I will chuck the other one out short and see what happens. But yeah, I cast it out. I went over there what, 5-6 yards, cast it out and it went out straight, and I am now past my rods, so there is a bit of tide pull on. This coast can be an absolute bugger at times, can be unfishable. Some people say it's due to north winds up at Scotland. 3 days later you're getting the effects of it down there. I don't know, that's what many people have said, but I don't know. Today is, let me quick while I drink this coffee that I've made quite good. It's Monday the 3rd of June. I am on holiday for the week. Yeah, my clicker's going out. Let's hope it's a fish, eh? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Straight away, bang, fish. Don't think it will be though. I'm gonna have to put my clicker on a bit more. Can you hear my clicker? My rod ain't moved. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm a bit subdued, so I apologise now. Might pick up a few more subscribers as long as I don't go down into a Verns sea fishing into oblivion. That clicker's going off. I ain't got a fish on it, look. Sorry about that, it was a bit close to me, that, wasn't it? Right, tighten that up. That ain't too bad. Let me just tighten that line up. Right, so today, line's tight and my line is, no, it ain't moved. It might have rolled about a bit. I've tightened into it now, so it's holding bottom. If there ain't no huge tide pull, I shall get this other, well, I'll get this other one out anyhow. I've got a flapper rig on that. I know, shock horror Andrew, I've got a flapper on. I just want to see if there's any sole out there. But then I'm going to get, as soon as I've caught something on it, or haven't, I'm going to get in a pulley panel out anyhow. So basically when that comes off, I'll put a pulley on. But yeah, I'm fishing with the Kenzakis today. They're as beautiful as that. This blue, quick review on it, is really holding up really well. I haven't got any marks on it of any description. It's a Kenzaki. It is the 13'6", is it? Or 13 foot, yeah, 13'6", 4 to 7 ounce. The butt section is like a poker. It is really stiff, and the tip section, well, it just bends and shows up bites. So I can't think of a better rod for £230 from Jerry's of Morecambe. I can't think of a rod any better. You got the name, you got a Daiwa name brand. I think they're put together in Scotland. Certainly not made in China, like a lot of rods at an extra £100, £200 more. They are. I ain't had a problem with them. They're absolutely fantastic. Obviously I don't use them as a spare. I keep them in the rod bags. I wash them after every use. I can't fault them. I can't fault them. There's more rod in them than I could ever bend. Now when my hip's better, when it eventually gets done, I still won't be able to bend it fully because it's not in me. I'm too old now. I've come to realise I'm too old. If I'd learnt this cast and lark at 30, then I'd be a totally different ball game. But I'm getting out far enough to catch fish, sorry. And some days I can get out. If I was on that firm sand down the bottom there, right down there the water, it's really firm. I could actually give it a little bit more at the early part of this fishing session, because even though my hip hurts, it'll hurt a lot more later on. But yeah, I can't think of a better rod, and it's a shame really, because the only person that's reviewed them really, he ain't a caster or anything, do you know what I mean? He's just a fisherman with a good channel, do you know what I mean? But it's a shame really. I just don't understand why Some rods get more limelight than others, and people are missing out on a rod. You know, I wouldn't say they aren't the best rods in the world. Some people won't like them. It's the same with every rod. You need to try it, but they're holding up so well. They're so well made. As far as I'm aware, everything comes in, it's made in Scotland or put together in Scotland. I'm not sure, but brilliant rods. They do it in a 14-foot model as well. Yeah, I can't fault them. So yeah, if you're out there looking for a rod and you only want to pay 230 quid, but get a rod that's to the average to middle average to probably top average per fisherman, probably won't be able to bend fully to get the maximum distance. It's all about the caster, his technique and everything. I've seen a bloke at Wivensea with the most bendiest 40-pound fishing rod in the world, and he was doing a full pendulum on it, and it was going for miles. That's the furthest I've ever seen anyone cast. He was swinging that lead round, there, boom. Unbelievable. And it's all down to the caster. Now these reels, my opinion of these reels, these are the Pen Fathom 2s SDs, and these are the 12s. They also do a 15. Now I can't fault them reels. If you want a multiplier and you want a machine that's a wincher, now look, I've got my handles. This is the original hole that it comes, and I moved it to the extreme hole, so I've got a huge crank. It takes about 2 minutes to get used to that because you're like this, but they winch and winch and winch. I don't yank my weights unless I have to. If it's really stuck in and it's clayey, I just reel them reels and winch them. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I do pull them out, I just winch it in. I've been using my Abus and I've had to yank and reel until I've got it up. But yeah, they are an absolute fishing machine. They winch your bait in, they cast as far as any normal to very good fisherman can cast. If you want the bearings to run quicker, you take them out if you know what you're doing, clean them and put some light oil in, and then they spin forever. If you really want to go to the odds of anal sort of stuff, you can get ceramic bearings. But it's a fishing reel. You want it to actually catch your fish and not give you any trouble. A lot of people moan about this magnet. Well, I can assure you, we aren't on a tournament field where you got to keep spinning it, looking up and watching your reel and all that crap. We're air fishing. So you set it so you don't blow up, you cast out. If the wind's behind you, you can knock it off. Leave it on, only 4 on. It won't blow up on you. Shouldn't do if you're casting in snatchy. And you just back it off to where you want it, and it's going as fast as you want it to go. Once that's set, what you got to keep playing with it? You ain't got to keep playing with it. You cast it out, you're fishing, aren't you? So it's just a case of you ain't got a little gizmo to play with. With these Pen Fathom 12 2s SD, it's all a big mouthful. They're Pen Fathom 2s, you can't get the first ones anymore, so it's irrelevant. It's quite flush, so my hand when I'm reeling in is like that, and I'm feeding it on, and there's nothing in the way. For my size of hands, if I was to get the casting specials, that knob is in the wrong place. They should have put it at the top. But you can take that knob off and fit that dial on, but then what's the point? You might as well buy one of them. If you get it on Marketplace, more the merrier. You might as well buy one of them SD2s, in my opinion, and just put some better bearings in if you want it to run faster, because that's the main thing to make it run faster. Is the magnets better on the casting special? I don't know, possibly. But once that's set, you know, them magnets on there, I've just cast it out, I've got the wind behind me and the magnets are on full. Well, it might be 2 or 3 off. I could back that right off and cast out, but I'm here to fish. I'm not here to cast on tournament fields. So those reels for me are absolutely fantastic. They are bulletproof. I've never had a problem with them. I've had them, if you look back at my videos, for many seasons now. Had them for a long time. I never bought the Mark 1s, Pen Fathom Mark 1s, because if you wanted a magnet on them, you had to pay an extra, I don't know, 50, 70 quid to have someone put a magnet on it. What's the point of that? You want to buy a reel out of the box that works, don't you? And for me, that works, and I've never had a problem with it. But you do have to wash them when you come home from fishing to rinse all the salt off, and then leave them on the drainer to dry for 2 or 3 days. You then need a wife that don't mind that. Right, that's what I'm using today, and that's a update, really, review on these rods and my Pen Fathom reels. I can't fault them, but then everybody has a different feeling for reels and rods, and you have to make your own mind up. Yeah, and I was a person that hated them Pen Fathoms. I hated the amount of, everybody was ranting and raving about them, and I thought, well, they ain't got a magnet on. What's the point of buying a reel that you then got to modify? And people that do casting on the fields, generally, as far as I can work out when I watch them, they've either got an Abu or they've got a Daiwa Millionaire, but then they aren't stock. They're all updated. There's people spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on reels. They'll get the best reels, and then they'll update them even more and make them better, and they might make them worse. I don't know. But yeah, so there. That's an updated review of Verns Sea Fishing's tackle, and that's the only thing you're going to see today of my tackle. And I'm the only person that's going to put his hands on any other tackle. It is 1:50 in the afternoon, and the sun's making an appearance. So I'm gonna, now I know that this is holding bottom, I'm gonna get this flapper rig baited up, chuck it out short. It's only going to be another red thump. Because if there's anything out there, I'm gonna catch it. So keep watching. I'm bound to talk about something else, probably talk about my trip there, but I'm getting, you see, the more you do this sort of stuff, the more you get used to the shite in life that's up against you all the time, and you just, that's how you accept stuff in the end. But with me, there's always that day where I ain't gonna accept it and I blow up. So. But it is nice here, sun's out. I'm gonna have to put my hat on. I've put suntan oil on because I am ginger. We've got Bluey on a pulley panel with size 1/0 hooks. I'm gonna get this baited up with some squid and probably a bit of worm, and get this chucked out and see if there's anything out close. I'll see you in a bit. Expect that to go somewhere else, but it went to the left. Never mind. It's actually where I wanted it, where I caught the fish last time. So it's not so bad. Yeah, now look at the difference in, that's probably 20 yards out. Look at the difference there. Hey-o. Oh. I put a repeat prescription in for tablets. Did it last Tuesday, I think. And I haven't had a text yet from the doctors saying your prescription's ready to pick up. And I've run out of naproxen, because what the arseholes give me is 28 250 milligram tablets. Now I went and saw the nurse the other day and said to her, I'm taking 2 of these in the morning and 2 at night. I'm taking 500 each twice a day. So these tablets are only last me 2 weeks. I'll put another prescription in, and I'll put a note on, as the doctor explained to me to do, and I said it ain't gonna work, saying I need more tablets because I'm having to take more because of the pain. And if I haven't got a text by the time I get off this beach, if it's not too late, which it will be, won't it? Tomorrow, if I haven't got a text by mid-morning, I'm going to be phoning them up and saying what's going on. I need my drugs. So I'm back onto ibuprofen, what they said stop taking. They said stop taking them because I've been on them so long that it's not good for you. It was giving me indigestion. I still get indigestion now, but not as much on these naproxen. And I take an indigestion tablet now. But I don't take that every day. They said to me to take it every day, and I don't need to. I only need to take it when I get indigestion, in my opinion. Yeah, time is 2 minutes to 2. Rods are out now. I've got 2 at flat by size 1.0. No, size 2, I think. But they look like a size 1. Bait holder hook with squid on. And that is literally 25 yards out. I'm probably another 15 yards from the water's edge now. The tide is coming in, it is filling. Let me show you. There is a gully right at the bottom that's been churned out by the water, and that is now filling up in very deep. But yeah, that's my office for the day. Don't look too bad, does it? Now the weather says black clouds all day, and I've come to realise that black clouds all day is what we've got now. It's overcast. There's no rain forecasted for today, but I brought my coat just in case. That moved, but that was, it's only in close, and it'll be the tide. I'm only going to try it probably a couple of times with the flapper rig, and then what I'll do is after that I'll just cast out and with a pulley on, because I'm going to stick a big bait down there as well. By the time you watch this video, you've probably seen my video for flex tail lamp, and I think in America they call them a thermarest. But what they are is there's a heater element in it, and you put a pad on it, heats up, and it gives you protection. It's supposed to deter flies from around you, and it has a 10-foot or 30-foot radius. You should have seen that video. I've always wanted one of them because when we're outside in the garden, can use it there, do you know what I mean? Hopefully it'll stop the wife getting bitten. Not by me, by the mozzies. So, I ain't done it yet. I'm going to do it tomorrow, hopefully. Do a video, small video showing it. I'm going to pause it on the instructions. And then I want to go outside where I get mosquitoes in my workshop area and hang it up there to see if it works. That's all. I don't want to do it at the back door where my patio is, because I'd have to tidy it all up and I can't be asked. We did the side garden yesterday, me and the wife, and we had to unpeg all the chicken, the extra chicken pen I've put in, remove that, to then cut the edge and then cut the grass because you couldn't see the chicken in it. Chicken's doing fine, but I am worried she's not eating what I'm putting out for her. But when we put her back in the pen yesterday, you could see she was hunting for little bugs. And chickens might not be any different to fish. If there's a food source out there that fish are eating, and that's what they're eating. You could fish here with that wrong bait and you won't catch anything because they'll just go past it. And maybe that's the same for chickens. Maybe it's come to summertime and there's bugs. I've got bugs crawling all around on this beach, and perhaps she's just eating them instead. So I'll keep chucking the food out and worrying, but I'm sure she'll be all right. So that's the chicken. She's been cleaned again, cut. Got to cut the grass in her pen now as well, because that's a bit long. So that's a Wednesday job, I reckon, because Tuesday is rain, which is tomorrow. I'm rebuilding a couple of Ziplex rods. I will show them in shorts probably. I might do a little bit of filming of them, so when I can edit, I can put them videos up as well. Because if I don't film stuff, I can't edit it to do extra videos for during winter, so I don't have to fish in the shit weather. Anyhow, I'll bring you back in a bit. This is what I'm looking at, and they aren't moving, so I'll see you in a bit. Right, I baited up. I've got it in. I ain't gonna get up and show you, just take my word for it. I'll show you when I cast out. But I've baited up a squid, half a squid, with the guts in as well, with half a crab. So I brought 4 crabs with me. I think it was Paul Marshall give me a couple of crabs. Fucking hell, I need to bring that Verms today. Bloody flies. This is why I wanted it. As soon as I saw they'd offered me it, I was like, bloody hell, because I was like a month and a half late with it. So I messaged them and they said, yeah, brilliant, yeah, you can do it. And they sent me it. So I'm doing it, filming it tonight, tomorrow I'm filming it. And yeah, but there's flies there. Why didn't I bring it today? Because you don't think there's going to be flies there, do you? But there's flies coming. There weren't any flies when I first come here, but now they're coming in. Unless they're getting driven off this sand by the water. Could be, couldn't they? Anyhow, what did I start this up for? Yeah, that's right. Squid and crab, that's what we got. Dry there, talk about that later, but it was shit. Yeah, no other way to talk about it, but you just get used to shit, don't you? Freedom of speech is being eroded, that's what I feel. And minorities are always protected. I mean, you go back to the 70s and 80s, you could say what you like within reason, couldn't you? How do I get onto that? What I've got on there is squid and crab, and that's going to get chucked out far, I think. And then I might try and have a bit of bluey, or I could try a full squid. We are trying everything today. I don't know whether to do it on the flood or whether to do it on the ebb, but yeah, I don't know. There's quite a lot of boats out there. There's a big boat out there as well. Look, I don't know if you can see that. You won't be able to see it on this camera if I zoomed in. And to zoom in, I've got to turn it off, zoom in, and then start up. Pain in the ass. There's a fishing boat there. There's got to be fish out there if there's a boat there. It's a red one. So if anybody knows any red fishing boats in the local area, he's out there fishing. Good luck to him. My mate's fishing rod is broken. He was fishing yesterday. Keith, you know Keith Cod. His rod broke. He snapped the tip. So he's either got to buy a new tip for like 80 quid or buy a new rod. That's what I would do. So I think he's in negotiations now, talking to Mike at Case and Tackle to get another rod. You can go phone up Mike and go on his website on eBay, or just phone him up or go on his website on the internet and go check out his wares. Mike at Case to Tackle. He's good for a chat if he's got time. If he don't answer, he's obviously busy. But yeah, he just sells rods, reels, lines, weights, hooks, you name it, he sells it. Yeah, go check him out. Why am I doing that? I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm feeling a little bit better now, but I'm still a bit browned off. But it's fishing. Yeah, you can watch this. Let's see how long it takes. If I catch a fish, I'll be happy. I'm happy now, really. It's just that I'm of a bit subdued. That's it, that's the word. This tide's coming in. I don't know why you're looking at me when you could be looking at this. Bloody flies. Should have my Thermarest, shouldn't I? I think Thermarest is a brand name for it. Well, look at that sky. Absolutely stunning. Right. I've quickly baited up. Not with great bait, well it is good bait. I've got a bluey head on, because that was at and I've got 2 squid heads. Right, there you have it, we're out. Short cast out, bit harsh really. Not great bait, but fresh bait. Well, fresh frozen anyhow. So what I'm gonna do is now, is that pulley rig that I just showed you, I'm now gonna rebait that up. I'm gonna have to take this hoodie off because my head is hot in this hat. So yeah, I'm gonna bait that up with the other half of squid and crab, because I've got 4 crabs and I'm using them. And I shall chuck one of them out short as well. Literally right in front of me. I'll try and whack it as hard as I can with another red thump. Big bumblebee needs to be careful. He don't end up getting washed in that sea, because he'll be a goner. Right, I'm gonna turn you off. I'm gonna bait this up, and this is what I'm looking at. Not while I bait up. While I bait up, I'm looking at that. Like I say, I'm at Chapel 6 Marshes. It's next door to the observatory, which is Chapel Point. And down there, I can't remember if it's Anderby Creek first or Waller Bank. It's one or the other. But this is where I'm fishing. I haven't had nothing yet. Hopefully I will. See you in a bit. Apart from the bait is still on it. Right, I'm going to reel that in. Well, I've reeled it in. I've changed the bait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck it out here, reasonable distance, I think, and then I'm reeling in the left-hand rod with the flapper rig on. I did have a tap on that, but nothing else since. I thought it was just something, but we'll see what that was. But in the interim period, I'm going to bait that pennel rig up and put a bloody great squid on it and a tiny bit of crab. And I'm going to whack that out as well. But then the next rod is going to have a full squid on it. I'm going to chuck it out short. So I'm mixing it about, changing baits and all sorts, really. I'm doing the best I can. Fucking camera turned itself off. What I do now is, even though I've got brand new batteries, I use the old batteries up first and then go on to the new ones. I didn't check that battery to see how low it was getting, so I don't know where it cut off. Basically what I've done is I've reeled in my rig, nothing on it. I'm now going to bait it up with squid. I've chucked it out. It's gone about 80 yards, 80 metres, something like that. I was conscious of the sand because when I stood on that wet sand it felt soft, so I can't give it any Evo until I'm on the hard stuff. And I only fish on the hard stuff now, either when I'm on Yorkshire coast because it's firmer than links, or I'm fishing at low water. Which, even though I'm fishing low water and I have to walk further out, it's easier to stand on for me. But the jury's out whether there's more fish at low water or high. But what I'm doing is I'm mixing it up, and by mixing it up, that just means that there's a bit more enjoyment for me, isn't there? Right, I'm going to bait this rig up with a whole squid, and then I'm going to reel this flapper rig in, and then I'm banging it out at least 70-80 yards, meters. But it's all quiet on the western front here. All we got out there is drenching. They aren't drenching, are they? These boats that are sucking the shit up. How can you forget a word? Drenched. Oh, for God's sake, what's the word? You're all shouting at me, aren't you? What's the word? It'll come to me. That's why I'm 56, getting senile. Well, the bluey's still on. Right, I'm going to welly this one out, and then what I'm going to do is I'll then bait up another big squid for a short chuck out on the other rod. You never seem to catch anything of a high water, so I don't know what's happening. It's a new mark, isn't it? I caught once, it was lucky because it was right at the end, but we just need a bit of luck today, don't we? See, that's the problem. That's the problem with big baits. That was a half a squid cut in half with a squid head and half a crab in it, bait elasticed up. But what you tend to find, bollocks, what you tend to find is that as it goes out, and I consciously thought then, pull, punch, look up, and I see all my baits nowadays. There's very often I don't see the bait, but what I'm saying is, because I'll get there in a minute, it was helicoptering. Basically it was going round and round like that. Because it's such a big bait, that just knocks your distance down straight away. Now it's still probably gone 70 or 80. It was a better cast, but the problem with it is there's an old boy there. He's too old to walk his dog properly, but he took his dog down to the beach, which he would do. But if that dog is crapping, he ain't gonna pick it up. And he's probably got a arthritic hip or something, bless him. And he wants to walk his dog, and it's a collie dog, so you can imagine what they're like. It looks like he's now going. Dog just wants someone to throw a ball to it. In fact, he's throwing the ball from there. So yeah, there's a... You can see it over there? He's having fun with his dog, isn't he? Anyhow, so as soon as you put a big bait on, there was a slight curve in it as well, because when I was elasticating it up on my bait tool that I made, yeah, because I'm not, because I can. Yeah, I couldn't say that then, could I? Fucking hell. Anyhow, yeah, he's chucking that ball. It's nice to see, isn't it? I'm on my own there. It's quite nice, really. Come here midweek, there's no one else there. Get the odd dog walker. People walking past from Chapel to Anderby Creek, out for a walk, and then they go back and have a beer. So yeah, as soon as you've got a bait, my bait fell off the thing, and once it falls off and you've put a couple of bits of elastic round, it don't go straight. So you'll finish it off and it's then got that bending. It happens, you know. I'm here fishing, not trying to win prizes. But then when I casted it out, it was helicoptering. So big baits should just chuck out short. So I'm chucking out different distances. So the next one, I'm gonna retire the flapper rig. It's got a tiny bit of squid head on the bottom, half an head, and the bluey head still on. It's been crabbed. So what I'll do is I'll retire that. I'm gonna get a pulley pennel out, bait up a full squid, and do the deed and chuck it out. And you never know, hopefully a bass might come along. There's no hounds there. Someone's caught a couple of dogfish down at Chapel Point. I think that's probably all that you can hope for here today. Dogfish. But there might be a bass about. Look at that, it's a Sakuma manta hook, that. And can you see it's bent out? Because these Sakuma mantas, people go on about them, but these Sakuma mantas would be very good hooks. They're very sharp. I mean, that's been used, and look, it's still sharp. They would be brilliant at a rock mark, these Sakuma mantas, because I think if you had rock mark, you'd have 40 pound braid on, wouldn't you? I'd have my 66 pound tournament braid mono on, but most people would have 80 or 90 pound braid on, and you'd be able to pull that out. So that's strong enough to pull a fish in. And I would say that bent on bass that I last caught, probably, possibly not, but whatever it's caught on it, that's bent on a fish. So I've had that 92 centimetre hound and that 58 centimetre bass, which could have been 52, but I'm sure it's 58. So yeah, if you was to use Sakuma manta hooks, very good, really sharp. Use them on a rock mark, I reckon you could bend them out. So if this got hooked on a rock and not your weight, which is normally the case, you might, with that heavy 80 pound, well you would with 80 pound braid on, you'd be able to bend that out and get your rig back. Right, I'm gonna bait this up with a big bit of squid, retire that, and yeah, I'll just keep soldiering on. But we ain't caught nothing yet, have we? Nothing at all. Bit disappointing really. I am ready now to catch. Anyway, I'm going to sort this hook out, bait it up. I'll bring you back in a bit. See you in a bit. Well, my line's crossed over. I think I've worked out which rod was which and which is the next one to come in. Time is 4:21. So we're at the top of high now. I've had bluey, yeah, bluey, squid and bluey, squid and crab. I've got, what have I got out there now? Squid and crab again. I've got crab legs on a piece of whole squid. It's a humongous bait. It's going out 30-40 yards out, just where the waves are, just where them waves are building a bit. So I'm gonna chuck that. It's hanging on the tripod now. I've just got to stab it where the lumps are to let the air out. And the scent and flavour. And then I'm gonna get another crab and I'm gonna get a sliver of squid and put a whole crab on with the squid. And I'll hold that one out. So next one's gonna be that humongous lump of squid. It worked last time whilst I was there. I can only hope it might work again. The next one's going to be squid and crab. I don't know. What else can I do? Fresh bait, possibly. Did I have time? Yeah. Would it have been better if I'd left half hour earlier to get the fresh bait? Yeah, obviously. But there's no way on heaven or earth I can use half a pound of rag in a fishing session. Because if I'm not catching on rag, I'll then go on to frozen baits. So then I might not even use quarter of a pound of it. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It's bloody lovely, isn't it? But I am ready to catch a fish. It's absolutely fantastic. The odd dog walking past, not too many. Beautiful sky, isn't it? Well, it looks nice in the camera, put it up with. I think I'm going to get my water out of my box, and I'm going to take some more drugs for my When I say drugs, that's just a word, yeah? I'm not here taking drugs. I'm taking drugs of the pharmaceutical kind, which are paracetamol and ibuprofen. And I take 4 every 4 hours. All right, so when I say drugs, don't think I'm a druggie. I've just been talking to a woman down there. She's just walking down there. I've just took my tablets. She got 2 staffies, and I just said to her, well, they're a bit vanful because they were yanking her a bit. And she ended up bloody having a chin wag, which was all right. I tried to show my daughter's picture of my daughter's dog. Can't find it. Because all the pictures I've got of him is rolling around in long grass, so you don't see nothing. But it was all alright until the dog started putting the nose in between my legs while I was trying to find this picture, because they could smell my bloody sandwiches, couldn't they? So I was like starting to sweat a bit then. Nice dogs. But then she says normally the fishermen give them a sandwich or something, and I thought, yeah, I know 3 dogs like that. Like to have a fisherman's sandwich. So yeah, they didn't eat my sandwich because I've only got one left, and when I leave here I'm going to get some chips, and I might have some chips with my sandwich rather than getting a sausage. So I'll have chips and sandwich and chips. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to have, because I could put some chips in the sandwich then as well. That makes the sandwich taste better because it's only ham. That's a plan. Update on the diet. Well, how's the diet going? Well, diet's not too bad. I'm still on it. By diet I mean eating, change of eating priorities. So I've now realised I weighed myself this week and I weigh the same as I did last week. Bit disappointed, but I ain't put on. So my belt is still, I'm still able to use this belt. This belt was getting to the end of its tether. I'll just say that. But now I've got an inch and a half sticking out. And it's always good to have an inch and a half sticking out, isn't it? Beggars can't be choosers. So anyhow, we bought some more cornflakes from Lidl's. They're not great. They're not cooked to the point of they're crunchy and lovely. So I'll eat them, get them gone, and then I'll get some normal ones. But I said to my missus, she says 30 grams a serving. I put 30 grams in my bowl. Well, my breakfast cereal that I've been having every day, or every other day, I've been having 3 days worth, if not 4 days worth of cereal in a bowl. I can't believe 30 grams is so little. So I'm now having 30 grams of cornflakes along with a banana in the morning, and that's my breakfast. And I'm doing all right on it. So there's calories saved there, isn't there? Now today ain't gonna be 100% change what, you know, eat less, eat healthier during the day, and then whatever the wife is cooking at night, I eat it. Because I ain't in this to bloody change everything and just be depressed. But the main meal at night is reduced down in size. So if I come fishing, I'll have my cornflakes banana. I've had 2 bananas today. I've had 2 apples today. I've had 2 sandwiches, and I've got a 3rd sandwich in there. I normally eat all my sandwiches and then go get fish and chips, sausage and chips, something like that. But tonight I'm just going to get chips and put them in the rest of that sandwich because I'm full at the minute. And I'm always hungry between meals, so if I aren't putting weight on, that's better than nothing, isn't it? Because another week or 2 weeks time, I might have lost £1/4 pound. And that'll be good enough for me. I'm in it for the long haul. It's just that I bought some bloody Lambretta tops and I can't fit in them because they're bloody, they're made in China and they don't make it to UK size, do they? I've got t-shirts at home that are large, and I've got t-shirts at home at a 2XL, and I can get in the large, but I can't get in the 2XL. It's absolutely ridiculous. Same with shoe size as well. Get your shoes from China, you got to end up getting an 8.5 or a 9. Does your head in, it does. All the years when you got shoes at the shoe shop, when you used to chuck the ladder around and climb up and get the box down, and you'd put on a pair of size 8s or whatever size, and they were always a size 8 and they always fitted. Now they don't, do they? You pick up a size 8 and you're looking for a size 9 or an 8.5. I think they've pumped some sand on this beach. I think they have, because when I came here, this going down to low water, you can't see it now. I'm sure it was different. We'll check it on the video. On that last video when I was fishing here with Keith, rods aren't moving by the way, when I was there fishing with Keith, just a little bit of wind, probably crab. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see that video to see what this was like. Only when I came here, it looked different. It did look different, but then the water was covering the ground zero, if you know what I mean. It's just that we're at high water now, and when we were here last time at high water, you couldn't see any beach there. It was literally the slope to the water. Now There's beach up there and down there. Now they were, you can see the steel pipe is down there. They were pumping up sand onto Mog's Eye. Now I don't know whether they did it a bit down there as well. Anyhow, what can I say? I am now ready for a bloody fish. Definitely ready for a fish now. If them rods go now, I'm ready for it. I've soaked in the atmosphere, I've chatted to people, I've ate 2 sandwiches. I am now absolutely bloated actually with the water because I've just took my tablets. Some might know them as drugs. Yeah. I'm going to turn you off. I'm just going to keep watching these rods. What is the time? Time is 20 to 5. I don't know what to do. I don't know if to bring the left-hand rod in first or the right either. I think I'm going to bring the right-hand rod in. Left-hand rod's been out probably 5 minutes longer. But I think I'll bring the right-hand rod in because I want to dump that out here short, 30 yards, 40 yards. Do I go back to flappers? I can hear Andrew Jones in Wales now. No! Right, I'll bring you back. I'm watching these. I'm getting fed up watching them, I'll tell you. Bloody fed up to the back teeth. But that's what I'm doing on this beautiful place. Look. On this beautiful place. You see that great boat out there? They're dredging! Dredging! I've bloody remembered it, haven't I? Dredging. Yeah, I can't remember what I was talking about now before, but it's about dredging. That's what they're doing, they're dredging. Then pumping it up on air. I knew I'd remember, you see, I'm not doolally. It's normal. See you in a bit. I am trying to catch, you know, it's hard work. Bait's still on. Just nothing out there, is there? Right, we're going to chuck this out. That unclipped, that did. The bait was that big that it unclipped off the in-flight. So actually it's gone out about the right distance, just what I wanted. So lines are very close together. So the next one, I'm gonna put this flapper away, because I haven't put the flapper away yet. Put the flapper away, and then that bait that I chucked out there, sat the same as I chucked it out. I'm gonna make up a full crab and squid bait, and then I'm gonna walk that way and launch that out as far as I can. So I've got 1 inch short, big bait. So yeah, we're in it to win it, aren't we? It's win or bust. I can't remember what the phrase is, but I remember drenching, didn't I? Drenching, not drenching, dredging. Drenching. Dredger. Pump on beach. They can only pump it on the beach at high water. So they're down there now, obviously pumping it. In matter of fact, I can see the pipe out of the big boat. So they're pumping it out there now probably, and then I suppose there's excavators on the beach that then move it to wherever they're going to put it. Quite a cushy job, I'd say. Now I'm really happy. Yeah, now I'm really happy. We have got on here sliver of squid and a whole crab. Just got a phone call off the wife. She's just made me happy. Not like how she used to make me happy when I was but a wee little lad. Yeah. Distant memories, that. Distant memories. She just told me Nigel's running. That's gonna spice it up, isn't it? That'll spice it up now, won't it? Old flip-flop and little wee man. Most dullest thing going on, won't it? Now it's going to get exciting. Oh, well, it's tickled me anyhow. It's tickled me. God, life is fucking depressing. It's fucking depressing. Excuse the language if there's any youngsters, but it's not made for kids, this video. You should be in bed doing your own work, I'll tell you. Just because it's at 7 o'clock. Probably be about 8, 8:15 now. Well, it'll certainly spice it up now. We have got down here half the beach showing, and that didn't do that last time until quite a way into the tide. The time now is 5:05. It's been like 50 minutes, 45 minutes since high water, and then we've got the slack, and we've got that beach showing already. If they haven't deposited any sand on here, whatever they've done up there, some sand has been deposited on this beach, because this beach has changed since the last video. But there was a beach there before, because when the tide went out, we were like, bloody hell, good job we didn't fish there. Things happen naturally, don't they? You know, sands of time move, don't they? They wash down from up there and wash further down the coast, don't they? That happens at Spurn Point. There's always around about 10% of the sand that gets washed from North Horns, from up Hornsey way along the Holderness coast. There's about 10% that ends up on Spurn Point. Used to be a lot more. It was self-sufficient until people went there and dug the mud up and the clay or whatever it is, or the stones and that are there to put in the bottom of ships, and then it's gradually eroded away. Over here, look at this. What's this? I'll show you. No, it's not an elephant's turd. It's not even a woolly mammoth's turd. I think, and I'm only assuming, because we are allowed to think in this world of increased not thinking, I think that's a bit of the Holderness Coast. I think that's a part of the clay cliffs, because there's no bloody clay here, it's all sand and dune, and then you got fields. So I think that has actually made it down to 6 marshes from the Holderness Coast, unless there's a clay bed out there that's been attacked and washed and barged up. In matter of fact, see, this is why I'm a thinker. See that dirty great ship down there? There's all clay beds out there, because out there is Dogger Bank. See that ship down there that's doing all the dredging? See, dredging. That could be part of the seabed, couldn't it? So that's either come, that piece of clay from the Holderness Coast, of which it's not really red, it's like muddy colour. So it might not be, but it could be. But thinking about it now, because we are allowed to think in this world, I reckon that that dredger has dredged out there and dug into the ground and dug that up, that bit of clay. There's 3 bits there, it's broke up. And I think that's been washed in with the tide over time, since that's been dredging, because that was right out there about. That hasn't happened today, that was there when I turned up. But that's what I think, and I'm going to go with that because I'm a thinker. Hip is doing good. Hip is doing great. I was walking through town the other day, and yeah, I was walking through town the other day. I can't think why. See, it's a bit of the dredging there. Right, I've got another bait anyhow. We've got a big bait out there for with squid on, which is how I caught that big bass. I don't mind if we catch any fish really. I'd like to catch a pouton. I've never caught a pouton in my life. That'd be good. Can you catch that on full squid? That'll do me. Anyhow, we've got the big bait out to the right, 30 yards. That ain't gonna go anywhere. And we've got a bait out at distance, which I'm going to pull in shortly and whack another one out as far as I can. I might go down on the sand a little bit, and that's going to be that full crab and squid. We'll stop doing the little baits, doing big baits now. You know, I can't win, can I? Oh. Right, so that's it. We've had the diet, the cat, the chicken. Sun's out again now. It's quite nice actually. I don't know what else to say. So with that, I'm not going to say anything. Yes, that's right. You heard it right. You heard it here first. Oh, it's going to put the apple cart in there, innit? That's put the cat amongst the pigeons. Name the band that sung that song. Do you know, I sent my missus, I loved that, I didn't like that band, but then they brought that out. I secretly did like them, but I didn't like them because they were bastards. They were too good looking for their money. Too bloody good looking. Anyhow, they brought out Cat Amongst the Pigeons, didn't they? Well, I just loved that song, and I had to get the wife to go and buy it for me. And do you know what she did? When she got at the counter at HMV or Andy's Records, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Andy's Records, or it was Virgin, one or the other. She got there and she turned around with a CD single and shouted, "Is this the one?" And I just went poof. I went bright red, didn't I? she was laughing her head off. She's a bugger. She's always doing that to me. So I got me I got my own back. And let's get in the sunshine so you can see these dappled looks with a bit of chiseled on the chin. Forget the neck, I don't know where that's come from. It's like it's turned into my old man's bloody neck. Anyhow, so I got my own bag. So there I was, sent her to buy me cat amongst the pigeons because I was embarrassed. And I went, poof, ran out the shop. I was at the back of the front of the shop near the door. And what I did then, when we were in the shops, I thought, because I never forget, I mean, and I thought, I was shouting her. I think I called her darling back then, because you go through these things, don't you? I called her darling for a long time, and then it turned into pet. And I'll shout her in the shop now, pet, and she'll look up at me. People must look at me and think, fucking, what do you call her? But there, it's just the way, it's, I'm a 70s, 80s chap, aren't I? It's what we are. We're cultured. Cultured. It's what we are, cultured. See, I'm happy now, isn't it? Little bit of good news, and you... Oh, it's going to be exciting now. Every time Flip Flop comes on with his voice, boom, it's off. I turn it off. I can't listen to him. Anyhow, I got my own back, didn't I? So I was in the shop and I was shouting her, darling, or whatever it was. It was darling back then. And she weren't looking. She was just into shopping at the time, at that moment. So I shouted, Mongo! I shouted Mongo, and she literally looked up like a startled rabbit and turned her head and looked at me because she knew it was my voice, and everyone turned around and looked at her. I started laughing. She went. So still to this day, I haven't done it for a long time, but still to this day, if she don't listen, if I'm talking to her or whatever and we're across the shop somewhere, I'll shout Mongo. I think now she'd just turn around and just shake her head. But yeah, she got me with that one. I think she got me with another one as well. Said, go buy us that, will you? No, I'm not buying it, I'm not buying it. But yeah, answer in the comments what band that was. Cat Amongst the Pigeons. But the cat amongst the pigeons. I'm not going to sing like Brett because I'm not used to pub singing, whereas Brett's really good at it. These fucking rods aren't moving, are they? Look at them. There's just nothing going on. Oh, Jesus Christ, I didn't think that was filming then. I was then going to go like mental. I thought, oh, that ain't filming. Now I thought, I ain't going through all that again. You know what's going to happen soon, don't you? You know what's going to happen soon? We're going to have them bloody spiders on the beach, aren't we? Where you get hundreds of millions of spiders floating around cobwebs, isn't you? But there is one good thing. There's no May rot. And we're in June. As if that flipping matters. I remember 2 years ago on the Holderness coast, I was getting May rot, clay rot, you name it, it was rotten. Oh yeah. You even get it at times during winter in the river. Watch my videos, you know. Help a man out in his life with his channel. Help me succeed. Well, I'm still enjoying doing the videos, so it's still going to keep going. I weren't feeling too good to, well, look at that, a little bit of news like that, and I know it's not going to make much odds, but it just makes things interesting rather than too bloody dull. 3 in fact. Well, one of them's debatable whether he can actually should actually be a leader. I wonder what he'll do today. Someone will probably be chucking a frisbee in a park like that, and he'll be there pretending to be a dog catching it. I think he's done something stupid every day. Well, that pipe has gone now off that boat, so I don't know whether they've pumped it and he's finished. We'll know soon, because he'll go back out to sea, won't he, and start dredging and fucking up the seabed again. Ooh, little Bishy Barnaby, I think. Little Bishy Barnaby. He's just bishied off. But yeah. Gosh, it's just like a bite, wouldn't it? I'm getting fed up now. I'm getting bored. I'm getting excited about doing different baits now. Let's get this reeled in, changed over and casted out. Do the drag up. Turn the clicker off. Winch it out. Winch, winch, winch. Boy, am I fed up. I've only just thought it's a 6.3 metre tide, isn't it? I think the last one I fished, I'll check, I think it was 6.8. So we'd have been further up the beach, wouldn't we? That's why it looks different. Still, it's still enjoyable, isn't it? I'm enjoying myself. You know, when I think, am I in shot? You can see the top of the rods. I'm only this little, aren't I? See that? Right, gonna cast it out now like that, over there. I'm gonna whack it out and all. I'm gonna send it to the atmosphere, that's where I'm gonna send it. Send it to the atmosphere, Vernon. I'm right happy now. It's unbelievable, a little bit of news like that. It's gonna make it worthwhile getting up in the morning now. That didn't go so far. It's probably the shortest, longest cast I've done. I don't know why. My foot sunk into that wet sand a little, but it didn't put me off. I cast it dead straight. I heard something clonk. I didn't know what that was. I don't know what that was at all, but it's out there. Crab and squid. I'll say crab and squid because it's a whole crab. If it was half a crab, I'd say squid and crab. There's a little bit of insider knowledge for you from now on. Another tip from Verns Sea Fishing. I have got, apart from the glove, I've got on my wrist, on my elbow, an elbow bandage. Because when I bend my arm like that up, I get this pain in my elbow. And it's like, I can only imagine what a knife would be like being shoved in you. Not that I do know, you know, and not that I would want anybody to know. It hurts, something terrible. And I told you early on about it, I couldn't get a tablet in my mouth. I couldn't get my hand there. It was like, I was like, ugh. So, arthritis of the bloody elbow, I suppose. I don't know. But whilst I'm here, I might as well bait up, haven't I? Well, at least it was still fishing. At least it was still fishing, eh? These are these hooks that are... they catch everything apart from a fish. Mind you, I was saying that the other day, weren't I? And then I pulled that bloody bass in, didn't I? No, dogfish, wasn't it? So yeah, next time I fish, where's it going to be next time I fish? Well, hey, I'm doing this early, I'll probably, well, I'm going to fish a beach, aren't I? Because why would I fish anywhere else? Why would I fish anywhere else? So it'll be a beach. The only thing is, will it be this coast or Yorkshire coast? All depends when I go. I'm going to try another squid again, I think. I brought some more crab with me, and I've got them underneath some really cold bait. So I am hoping that they'll stay alright. And what I'll do is, when I get home, I mark them with a marker pen that they're the next bait to take. Now, when you're wrapping your squid, and this is only my opinion, start at the bottom, because then you get less. If you're doing a full squid, like a huge, humongous bait, because that's what we're chucking out, this is going to be catch a big fish or nothing, I think. What I'm saying is, you start at the bottom. That way, it pushes all the air and guts up to the top, making it a little bit more aerodynamic. See all that stomach there? Push that out. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull that out actually. Put that over there. Get this head down there. Or shall we take the head off? But do you know what? For once, we're going to take that head off. Bait it up and get rid. This is going to be a little bit more aerodynamic than normal. And what you see here is, I haven't stabbed it yet. Now normally when you see people wrap up a big squid, and I'm talking about big baits, if I was to cut this squid in half and wrap it with something, it would be really small and neat. But this is a big bait, this is a big squid. It's still chunky, looking like an intestine, but it's not like a pig's intestine. It just looks like a big bit of squid. Oh, you bastard. Why do I always do that? If you drop your bait with this, you've got to try and let go of everything. I can't grip the bloody thing, can I? Right, let's get this started again, because we need to get it on the bloody hook. Right, hooks. Yeah, in the bait bag as usual. Now, get that like that, like that, like that, like that, and then push on the tip, on the eye of the hook into the bait hard. That way, when you put the elastic round, it bites into the bloody bait and your hook don't move. If you don't do that, your hook's going to move. You'll reel it in, your hook will be masked. Do it on the shank of the hook, on the other side of the hook, and on the knot side of the hook. Pull it off. Can't beat a bit of pulling off when you're fishing, I'll tell you. Not that I'd know. And then top one in, and I put it under the loads of elastic that I put round at 200 mile an hour. Make sure you put your hook on your breakaway in properly, and that's it. It's a short pulley, isn't it? What's that? Probably 18 inches, so it's 36 inches long probably. I tie them just over a metre, and that's the length they become. Now some people might say, Vernon, why don't you have a longer one? Well, I can't be bothered getting my wallet. I'll tell you that. If there's any fish out there and they haven't bit my hook yet, with the baits I've been putting on, there ain't any fish there. When I started off, I was using a flapper rig to no avail. Yeah, we've got more sand deposit there, because I'll tell you for why. So yeah, if I ain't caught by now, for God's sake, I'm nipping my arse now, aren't I? I've got good baits out there. We've got this bait here. Let me show you another close-up of it. It is a big bait. It is for a fish to come along and swallow it. Am I going for dabs? No. Did I have a couple of casts for a flounder? Or a sole, weren't it? A sole. I did, yeah. But I ain't got any fresh worm. And the bait got robbed by crabs. These big baits aren't. And I'm casting them out a bit further as well. Now, down here, this here has built up. Since I've fished with Keith, that beach has built up. There's a lump there. This beach used to go straight down, and then it went out. Now we've got this lump down here with this small little tiny gully here, which leaks out to there. So I think it was 2 weeks ago I fished there last. Since then this beach has changed. Up on the Holderness coast you can fish one day on a Monday, go back on the Tuesday. There's been high tide, possibly 2 tides, and that beach would have totally have changed. Some of these beaches change very quickly because of the current from the tide. It picks the sand up, shifts it elsewhere, and then deposits it somewhere else. This beach has changed. It's now filled up with sand. So, bit of a bugger really. Could be due to the fact, see, the thinking man. You see that steel pipe out there? Well, that steel pipe there is for them to blow sand onto this beach, and then the big Volvo diggers come along and shift it where they want it. That pipe there that you can see going out to sea, which will go out to that thing over there, that pipe there is causing this That pipe has changed this beach and it's created this sediment to be put here, altering this beach. There you have it. That's what I think. That's what I know. And I don't care what anybody else say. That pipe is creating that, because that has changed. Yeah. Shame really, because this beach 2 weeks ago was fantastic. It's all right now. I'd just have to walk out onto that spit, wouldn't I? And then the beach will keep going down. But am I going to fish much longer? Probably not. Probably not. I've got another bait there, so I'll probably reel in and chuck out, and then that'll probably be it. Where will I fish again? Well, I'll check the tides, I'll check the weather. It will be later on in the week, but I do want to go out with the wife. Now, time will tell whether I actually get to go out with the wife, but I did say we'll go out. We were going to go down to Brighton. I wanted to pop and see Gordon, and I didn't contact him. I didn't let him know because I realised I wasn't going to. The main contributing factor was my cat's tooth. His tooth swizzled round, he couldn't shut his mouth, he had to have it pulled out. That cost me 350 quid, and yeah, that didn't leave me a lot much more money after my wages for the month. So you have to cut your cloth, don't you? You have to do what you have to do. So I don't mind coming fishing and all this month's money go. I don't mind taking the missus out for the day there, or whatever we're going to do. We have got stuff to do at home as well, and then we've got to get it done as well. But yeah, that'll have to be moved back to later in the year. I don't know when. I really want to catch an underlet ray, and Gordon told me a place where to catch underlet rays down south. I want to meet Gordon. He's a good mate. I've only ever spoke to him on the phone, but we talk about all sorts of stuff. If you're listening to this, Gordon, I don't want to make you blush, but yeah, you're a good lad. You're a good lad. I like talking to you, and I want to come down and hopefully meet up with you and fish with you. But you know that anyhow. What I'm talking about, I don't know. And there's plenty of others on the air that are really good as well, you know. I'm just talking about Gordon at the minute. Andrew Jones ain't bad if he used a flapper rig, but you just can't teach some people how to fish, can you? You know, some people, you try and tell them which is the best rig in the world, he just don't listen. Doesn't it just show that with that pipe there, which is from over there, which is where they hook up probably over there, and then blow it onto the beach there for them to grade it around. Doesn't it just show that if they were just to build, chuck some granite blocks down like they do down on the south coast, not wooden breakers, them days are gone, they ain't even got the wood for that, have they? They chuck some granite rocks down there, and if they did it with this sand spit area, that's, what's that, 250 yards away, 300, nah, it's probably about 350 meters away. Yeah, and it's still building up past me, so it's affecting the beach to about 400 meters. So if they were to do them granite blocks, it's self-sustaining, isn't it? Every year they used to pump it out of the wash and put it on this beach, Dad told me, and they're obviously dredging out there now and putting it on this beach. Well, if in the first year they put the granite groins in, and you wouldn't have to have it stupid like every 100 yards, you could have it every 200 meters, 250 meters. And if at that same point they just dredged and pumped sand on to start it off, then it would keep building up, wouldn't it? And it wouldn't get eroded away, would it? Now, a big storm might come along and take some one year, but then it's self-sustaining, isn't it? Why don't they just do it? Oh, I know, because they aren't dredging for free, are they? and they do it every year. I've never known them not do it since I've been fishing again. It's because they get paid, innit? Because if they were to put the groins in and then pump sand on and leave it for 5 years and then possibly leave it for another 5, so that's 10 years, they wouldn't get paid, would they? I can't believe that. I've been looking at that thinking this beach has changed, this beach has changed. As soon as I walked on it, I thought to myself, what's happened to the beach? It went down really steep. Now it's suddenly shallow, look. See that? That drops down about a metre and a half from where I'm stood to that sand spit. And the sand spit carries on all the way down to the pipe. So that pipe, in the 2 weeks or 2 and a bit weeks, this sand has been deposited here, and I'm going to check it on the next video, the video I was here beforehand, because I don't remember it. It certainly didn't have a water bloody thing down there. So there you go, groins. Keep yours clean. Right, let's get this reeled in. Clicker off, drag on, start reeling. It's a winching machine, that's what it is. That was a terrible bait, that was. But the next one will be better. Well, I'm going to go down the bottom and try and cast this one out. Hopefully get it a bit further. So there's a dog up there. Put that bait on there. Pick this rod up, get it to the right distance now, shall I? So you want the weight. You see me swinging that weight. You probably didn't, but you know when I swing my bait about when I'm getting ready to cast, I'm just getting the weight to the bottom eye. I always set my weight to the bottom eye for an off the ground cast. Right, we'll put you there. This is a big bait. That is my furthest cast today on firmer sand. I've widened my stance for fishing and it's made me more stable and less slippy. I still slip if the sand is soft, but that was a good cast out a long way. In matter of fact, I'll tell you how long it is in a sec. It's the furthest cast today. I can see the gold band. Near, not the one near the top, the second one. So that's gone a lot further. It's the furthest cast I've done today. So I'm chuffed with that. And that was with a big bait. So if I had a pulley rig on there with one hook, a smaller thumb-sized bait, that would have gone further. On top of that, I'm an absolute sod for this. I haven't backed my magnets off. There is no wind. What wind there is from behind me. And you know when you see people casting, God bless them, they learn to cast and then they start saying, back the magnets off, back the magnets off, back the magnets off. And they start backing it off. Oh, I'm getting a bit further, I'm getting a bit further. I kid you not, you can cast a long way with your magnets on full. If you bend that rod, that weight will fly out even if the magnets are on. Now, if you're competent at casting, I seem to do all right casting. Touch wood, I don't have much trouble with these multipliers. I've had them blown up. We've all had them blown up. Last one blew up was at Lake District, at Silecroft, and my leader snapped. So the reel blew up. If you bend that rod and the magnets are on, that weight will fly out. Now I know that if I took them magnets off then, I didn't even think about it because I've always got the magnets on, because it's very rare the wind's blowing from behind. And I knew it was blowing behind today, but I still didn't think, because I was a bit subdued. I weren't really in it, feeling it, but I wanted to come fishing. Yesterday, I weren't coming fishing until about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then I decided I need to go fishing. So I've got a bite. I've just had a bite on that rod I've just casted out. I kid you not. Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching. Well, wouldn't it be nice to finish on a fish? I might actually take the rig off and put a weight on. I haven't got a plain bomb, and have a couple of casts if I can be asked. Yeah, but yeah, it is annoying for me now. Now I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you take the magnets off then? Because that would have gone even further. Might have only gone an extra 5 yards, might have gone an extra 10 yards, but it would have gone further. What I'm saying is, guys, if you're casting, go to a casting instructor. Don't learn off your mate, because I've got plenty of bad habits, and I've been taught of casting instructor, but mine lives in Manchester. He's miles away, and we've only met up twice, 3 times. But we've talked loads on the phone. I know the rigmarole of it all, it's just my body doesn't allow me to do it. But what I'm saying is, cast with them magnets on, and you don't, if you're bending that rod and you send that a long way with the magnets on, if you knock the magnets off halfway, you're bending the rod, it will go further. But I often see quite a lot of people that are casting like I was probably a year and a half ago, and it's not going out for them because they're not bending the rod, so they start backing the magnets off and it all goes wrong. And then what happens is you lose faith with a multiplier, don't you? And I prefer using a multiplier over a fixed spool all the time. The only exception is I like using fixed spool in the river, because you can get it up quick and you don't get snagged. Same as if I was at a rock mark. I've got a casting reel fixed spool for rock marks. Multipliers, I wouldn't use a fixed spool now, which is a crying shame really, because I've got 2 long cast 7,500 spin fishers, and I don't think I'll ever use them again. It's a shame really. I get far more pleasure at a casting. It's easier to cast for a start because you're holding the spool. There's none of this under your finger, so you've got a better grip of the spool. You cast it out if you can do it off the ground, even to my mediocre stage. Remember, I am inflicted with an ip. if the ground's firmer like it was down there, I'm fine. If I'm at a low water fishing mark, I'm fine. Far better. I get tired towards the end of the session though. But yeah, I just find a multiplier, it's more comfortable to cast, it's easier to cast. Yes, it goes wrong, but that's hey ho, things go wrong, don't they? You can have a moan about it, can't you? Get another one out. But when you're reeling it in, you're thinking more. You're turning the reel, you're feeding it on. Yes, everyone says, oh, you just feed it on. All you do is, I've got a bite on that, that's just clicked off. It's just more to think about when you're using it, from casting to reeling in, and I find that more enjoyable. Keeps me motivated. See you in a bit. Right, I'm going to reel this one in, the left one. I've baited another rig up. I've had 2 knocks on the right hand rod. I'm a bit excited. That's all I've had excitement today, is that knock. I've had 2 now, but there's nothing else. There could be a fish on it. I had a bass on there last week and I didn't know I had it on there. I'm going to reel this in, cast this out as well. Now my 2 last casts. I've done a smaller bait and I'm going to knock the mags off. Right, bait's still on. Gonna put that rig to bed now, but we'll cast this out first, obviously. Let me just show you what size the bait is. This video is going to be long now, but I don't care. So that bait is a lot smaller. I've got it hooked the wrong side. That pointy bit that's sticking out of the way should be towards the lead. That way it would have been better, but I've just noticed that, so that's a learning thing that I've picked up. When you baited it up, whatever side you put the hook in, look at the bait, and I should have put that long side next to the weight and it'd be more streamlined. But ayo, it don't matter. Let's get my glove on. I don't need this glove because I've got a rubber bat on it, grip on it, but it's just like a comfort blanket. So we've set the weight, the length of the drop, we've set that to the bottom eye. So I hope you're practicing, Colin. Mr. Colin Shaw, you know you are, you know you are. I hope you're still practicing. Oh, that was a bit quicksandy. Six clicks off from on. I can see the gold band. Right, let's walk through the quicksand again. Not good with a nip. Yeah, so let's cast that as far. And with 6 clicks off, I probably could have knocked it off another 4. Probably could have. I think it's 16 clicks, and I reckon I could have knocked it off 10. But there, I've knocked it off. So it's the first time for a long time I've actually knocked my magnets off. For me, in my present state of fitness, 2 reels down to the second gold band is good for me. Now, with a bait on as well, got to take that into my consideration. That's with a bait on. So that's 0.35 line, you know. If I put my 0.3 line on that I've got on my Abus, you wouldn't see that gold band. You've got no chance. All depends. I mean, if you put 4.4 or 0.45 on there, you'd probably take it right down to the spool. But you're only cheating yourself. I filled them up with 0.3 and never saw the gold band. So I put the 19, because I like that 19 pound Rovex times 10. It lasts forever. I don't know whether to bring that other right hand rod in, because I reckon I've got something on it. But it's not gone again. So it's either a crab been plucking at it, or it's a fish that bumped into the line, or it's a fish that picked it up and dropped it. Or it could just be a dogfish that's bit it and it's just sat there in it. Let's leave it 5 minutes, I'll bring you back and I'm going to reel that one in. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've had a couple of bites on this rod, I'm now going to reel it in. I don't know that there's anything on it because I haven't had anything else. And I've also, probably a mistake, I've put a distance reader on my line. I've finally remembered it. I'm going to reel it in to the point where I have it to the drop. So we'll see what it is. First time using it as well, so it may go wrong. Fly! No fish, even though I had a bite. 2 good tugs down, but it could have been something going into it. Now, let's see the dreaded scary bit of how far that cast was. That's if this is actually, if that's done 70 metres, I know that ain't worked properly because it's further than that. I used to play golf. Didn't I? I used to have to know what distances was for me pitching wedge. 98, 99, 99 metres. Well, that is the furthest cast I've done today. So those other casts where I was saying it's gone about 80 metres is pretty much right. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? Now that's if that's right. I'll probably, what I'll do is, look, there we go. It's a plastic thing bought off eBay, or not Temu. Temu weren't about then when I bought that. It's a plastic thing. Sometimes when you reel it, it was tight, and then other times it was loose. So I don't know if it's, you'd have to have it down and someone would have to watch it to guarantee that that was the distance. The only other thing is to do is, well, I don't know. You could mark your line, couldn't you, and then pull it off and measure it. I've done that before. 99 meters with the magnets full on. So there you go. This one here has gone about the same distance, and I knocked the magnets off. So obviously this cast on this rod was better than that one. But there you have it. Is it 100% correct? I don't know, because I couldn't see the digits turning around. But it is what it is. I put an arrow on it. So that I knew which way to thread the line. And look at that. Can you see that around that there? It's gone around it. That's probably shagged my line up. Look at that. Yeah, I would say that didn't work properly, because that isn't how I had it. In matter of fact, shit bugger bollocks. It's actually, can you see that there? It's cut through the plastic. Ah, bollocks. Look at that. See that? What untold damage has that done to my flipping line? How did that do that? That weren't supposed to do that. That was round there, like that, like that. I bet you I didn't have my glasses on. That's why it was getting tight and... Right, I'm going to put it on the other one, and if I have to change all the line on my rods, so be it. That's why it was going tight. I could feel it going tight and then loose, tight and loose. That's what it was, weren't it? It had cut through the thing. I'll put that on the other rod and give the other rod a try. It's gone out just as far, if not a tad further. We'll try that, and then on the two rods we'll know what it's roughly like. But that ain't done that line any good. This weekend, tomorrow or the next day, will be changing the line on that reel, because I don't know what damage it's done to it. Bollocks. Right, now then, I've put it on the other rod now, and I've made sure it's round properly. I didn't make sure 100% last time, because it obviously got caught, but it could jump. So I think there was an issue there. The only other thing I'll do is when I get home, I'm going to cut them pins off, because you don't need them pins on. Once it's on the wheel, it's on the wheel. So it's set at 0. This is a huge thing I'm doing there, isn't it? Because that was 99 meters, which was good. I was casting out the other day, and then the chap was saying I was going about 80 meters, but it weren't as far as that. So I think something was wrong. But this will tell, but since they're both gone out the same distance. So I'm now going to reel this in. It will be a bit of a zoom shot, because I'm going to be going over there. But this is the last reel in. The video's coming to an end, guys. Feels better at the minute. am I happy? For two reasons, I'll show you both. I need to get the pliers. We're caught on the last reeling again. Another Man United fishing session, isn't it? One in the last minute. Plus, I was right about that counter. Right, let's get this unhooked. Come on, my booty. You're an absolute peach, you are. So welcoming as well. Brilliant. So, the humble dogfish. What a beautiful pattern though he is, isn't he? Is he going to open his eyes? Open his eyes, open his eyes, open his eyes. Lovely lip hooked, nice sized dogfish. I'm chuffed to bits because that now means we ain't blanked. Absolutely fantastic. And I was right about that bloody wheel. I didn't think it... I was quite disappointed really. 99 metres. But it just goes to show that without a bait and a plain bomb, that get a lot further, especially with the magnets off. So here you have it. One dogfish. Very much welcomed, and it saved the blank. And to be honest, I love catching these. I'll catch these all day. Quite happy to catch these, but let's get this one back. One dogfish. Give it a chuck out. We don't want him coming back, do we? Nothing there. Nothing there. Let's just clean this screen. I want you to be able to get the full effect of this chin. There's the beach. There's that pipe. Done all this. And we've got no dogfish. And what I'll do is, when I finish this video, I will turn around and I will walk down there and I will check that beach again. That was fantastic. Did I see the bite? No. But I certainly saw the bite on the other rod that came in with nothing on it. So I'll count that as a win-win. Oh well, if you've managed to make it to the end of this, whether it's in one sitting or whether it's in 3 or 4 days, thank you very much. I don't care how you watch it, I appreciate you watching it. Thanks to all the subscribers. Thank you to all the people that comment, leave thumbs up, and those that just watch and don't do anything. Thanks a lot. If you've got this far, you'll be able to hear this. Thanks. And I'm chuffed to bits. Now let's show you the rod. So that cast there is 118 meters. Now on the spool it casted down to exactly the same distance, so yeah, I'm chuffed with that. It's good. So that going through that spool, perhaps the spindle weren't going round properly because it was caught in that plastic thing, and when I put it on I was thinking to myself, is that on properly? But I reeled it in because I thought he had a fish on, but we had a fish. We've caught a dogfish. It hasn't been a blank. It's been a hard session. It's been enjoyable. I was not in the right frame of mind at all. I kept with it. Tiny moan. Please leave it in, Tom. I haven't said anything there that is not bad. I haven't mentioned any names or anything, so we should. Oh, everything's good. It's been enjoyable. This has been Chapel 6 Marshes. And the sun is out now. I thought it was going to be a bit bloody I thought it was going to be a bit over cloudy all the time, but it's just got better as the session's gone on. But yeah, I'm chuffed with that. That's 118 meters with bait, and the bait was smaller, but I didn't turn the squid the right way round. That it tipped off that way, so that would have added to wind. Plus it's got 2 hooks, plus it's got a weight with prongs on it. That all slows you down. If I put a bomb on there and cast on firm ground, that should go a lot further, and especially if I got the wind blowing this way and I can back the mags off, we shall do it. What I will do is the next time we have a session and the conditions are right, I will chuck out plain bomb and just stop fishing and just do that and see what it is. That's good for me. Now I know that when that's there and I'm out there, it is 120 meters. When it was before, it's that leader line, because it's so thick it takes up so much line. So yeah, if it was all 0.35 mil line all the way through, it'd be different, wouldn't it? But anyhow, stop the waffling, Vern. Next time I go fishing, it'll either be on the Holderness coast or it'll be on this coast. Wherever it'll be on a beach, and I'm going to enjoy myself. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Tom, for editing this video again, and it's much appreciated, mate, as always. What else is there to say apart from I've enjoyed today? I'm chuffed that I now know what 118 meters looks like. So some people think they're casting 100 meters or the same as me. They're not by a long shot. It's a long way. It is a long way. People have, I'm going because I could now go into another rabble. This video's too long now. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the support. I'll see you anon.